Hello and welcome to a super late episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor James, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, King of Comic Town, on a day off. Normally we have this filmed on Tuesday evenings, but we had school meetings, we had a flight to Atlanta.
Yes.
Tons of stuff going on with the entire crew.
All the things. In fact, I'm shooting kind of on site now. We're going to have this crazy event called Always and Forever Con. So if you are a fan of Vampire Diaries, the originals, Legacies, and then an offshoot of Roswell, New Mexico, we've got like cast members all over the place that are going to be here this weekend. So that's where I'm at. I'm actually in like an old church that they're using as an auditorium. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Really? Like, do you have the actor that played Klaus?
I don't know if
I don't remember his name.
Is it Paul? No, that's not Paul. Is it Paul? I don't remember names yet, but I'm gonna find out. But I will let you know because like there's a slew of people here, and it's crazy. So yeah.
My entire family loves Vampire Diaries and the originals.
Oh, well, then let me
get into the legacies, but that first two, very good.
Okay. I'll see what kind of tasty things I can bring back.
Excellent.
Yes. Okay, so as always, we start off with some good reads that you should read. These are some honorable mentions, and hopefully, with 2 days that you've already been able to go to the shop, you got some good ones. My three. I don't know what your three are going to be, so we're just going to kind of reveal, and we're going to see what we got.
Yeah. I'm kind of a wild card this week. I've got 7 books, one of which is not making the cut, but I don't know which one.
We'll just talk about it. We'll talk about it. Okay, so here's my first one.
All right.
Maleficent. Did you grab this?
No, I didn't, but it was like Hades both came out this week.
So totally grab Maleficent. Again, still with the quick read of Sully, but this time Maleficent is tackling some forces head on and seeing those people that think that they're ready to dispatch her evil. They don't know at all. She even laughs at them. She's like, "You humans, like you always think that you're ready. You're not ready. You're never."
Oh my gosh, that book is so good. I'm so glad that the week that #1 came out, we didn't have everything.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have tried it, but it was so good.
It's such a great book. Fantastic read. The covers are great by Jay Lee. Sully does all the artwork, interior writing, everything. It is a wonderful, wonderful book. Big shout out to Dynamite for having this line of Disney villains series that are absolutely crushing it. So love.
All right. This one, the only reason that this one is on the Goodreads is because you have to have a base knowledge of like cryptozoology, various mythologies and whatnot.
Okay.
But other than that, is spot on. All right. From
you froze.
Dario Rodriguez.
Oh, okay. You're back.
Yeah. Oh, shoot. I was out. All right.
You froze for a second. Okay. There we go. Okay.
Got that. All right, we got Ray Ramos, Dario Rodriguez, and Oliver Lee Arce as the creators on it. The artwork has this super cool,
that's beautiful
90s indie vibe, like where you find like real seditious comics that you didn't know would exist, and they'd have 1 or 2 issues typically, and it'd be it. This has that vibe to it. It is so awesome, and it takes this world, like humans exist in it, but also so do every monster, so does every regional mythology, religion. All of those things are real, and the monsters, the cryptids, are banded together, and there are other intruding forces of supernatural malevolence that are trying to take over. And this creative team is amazing because they take modern UFO lore, like the Battle at Archuleta Mesa, and weave it in with Lovecraftian, like the King in Yellow. And then they also take the story of, I always mispronounce the 2 L's together, La Llorona, and tie it into Mesoamerican mythology. Like it is just amazing. And the only drawback is you got to know the stuff. But other than that,
gotcha. Super dope. Okay. I'm going to piggyback off of that, and I'm going to go Sirens of the City #2 from Boom Studios. This big shout out. This book is so freaking beautiful. Written by Joan Starr, illustrated by Kari Randolph. Letters by World Design. Okay, so in that same vein of your cryptids, it is, I don't even know if you would qualify them as cryptids. I don't think they count as cryptids. So incubi, sirens, things that go bump in the night without necessarily being monsters. They call them the uncanny here.
Yeah.
And we have this young lady who is a siren and doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And had a relationship with an incubi, and they have become pregnant. And that is going to be an issue of underworld-like proportions, because these are two almost rival people that aren't supposed to be in tandem. I'm certainly not in love. And so she's now discovering this world of the unknown, of the uncanny, and place in it. And the drama is real. The art is amazing. And just the concept is spectacular. So highly recommend.
The world expands. We find out more about how they live, more about the various groups and the people and their rules and laws.
Absolutely.
God, the Sin City-esque nature of the color scheme.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely
Color
gorgeous.
just for accent and pop. So good. So good. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was very all right. And this is another one that I am fully aware this is a Ryan book. This is why it's on the good. Children of the Comet. Once again, I'm just absolutely loving this book. Damian Conley and Kit Cott are the artists for it, and it is it's New Mutants versus Hellions from like the 80s. It's two rival like superpowered groups, like one's bad guys, one's good guys, but it's got this like super dark, super umbrella, quirky quality to it, and it just continues bringing on. This artist has breathed such life into this book because it's so much more followable. You can follow the characters better.
Gotcha.
They've lightened up the ink palette, but it's so good. The characters are the ones that are intended for a comedy, pop, and they punctuate the tenseness of the serious situations. And there's like a beat down that happens that had me gasping in this issue. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Boom. Okay. All right. The last of my Goodreads you should read, I think, is a very interesting, fun sort of new twist on something, a new taste, if you will. And that is Rare Flavors.
Yeah.
Totally grab this. Rom V, right? Philippi Andrade. I think that's how you say that. Here's the thing for me. Now, this is also from Boom Studios. Graphically, the design of this is utterly beautiful. I think this is a beautiful looking book. And the complaint, and it's totally in quotes, is that this feels like a preview.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
The issue is that it's a full price book for just a preview. Yeah. That's not only
that's valid.
That's my
for
only
$1. Yeah, because I think it's the regular is only going to be like, I can't remember if it's a $3.99 or $4.99. I think it's a $3.99. But man, the sketches in the back,
those are so good.
Yeah, but that's one that could you have just put the sketches in the back of.
So here's where I'm going to plug something a little personal. So Wonder Care, the Kindergarten series that I do with Justin Castaneda, also has pages of story, and they are 12-page total books for approximately the same cost. The difference is that those last pages are actual activities that you can interact with that I think carry a bit more of a value than just a gallery. Especially if it's a gallery that's just pictures, not notes, not character concepts of like, this is why we did this is what we're aiming for. I would have wanted more for the total price tag to make that value hit. So maybe that's just me personally, but I think something like that would have added to it tremendously.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's intentional, like an appetizer, like that was something part of their concept for it.
Because they're new back, so you might be right.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay. I can't argue that at all. I hope that that's the plan, because I do think that something like this, especially for a very slow paced, but beautifully rendered story that's built on mythology, has a little bit more for you to kind of get into. But this seems to be a character who is essentially a demigod of some sort, whose hunger is legendary, and it may not be a good thing for mankind if he gets to eaten. So it sounds kind of Galactus-like to me, but kind of great. So yeah, I think Ryan's froze again. You gonna unfreeze him? No, 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 no. And now, I wonder if we're frozen to him. This would be the funniest thing, is like if we're both froze to each other. That would be so weird. Any chance? 3, 2. Okay, I'm gonna keep going just because I know that this is gonna kick back in at some point. Oh, nope, we lost him. Okay, so we're gonna keep going and we'll try to patch this in as we go. And this is what happens when we're on the road trying to do all these different things at once. It's kind of crazy. Hopefully he'll be back in. But we're going to move on to the must-reads. These are the books that if you went to the shop and you did not come home with these books, what are you doing? Like, literally. I'm going to start off with Void Rivals, number 3. Robert Kirkman, Lorenzo De Felici. The sci-fi enemy mindness of this, but also building onto the Energon universe. This is totally seeding the Energon universe without blatantly being a Transformers book. We see characters in here that if you are a Transformers fan, you know. We see ships in here. If you are a fan, you know certain things are coming. And it's kind of brilliant. And again, to still be building this bigger thing, but focusing on these 2 main characters is even better. I love it. The storytelling is great. The art is great. Easy read, easy to jump into, to give you something brand new for something established. I highly recommend. Since Ryan's not back yet, I'm gonna keep going. Because I technically have 3 more books. Shh, don't tell anybody. Next up, X-Men Future, Days of Future Past. This Doomsday number 2, it gets wild. Okay, we see in the aftermath of some things how hardcore the X-Men have to become now. Jean is gone. Nuclear device detonating, the effect of it taking Scott's eyes, and how. Oh wait, he's back! Yay! Sorry, I was going into my Goodreads you should read, or not Goodreads, but must reads, and I talked about Void Rivals. And I talked about this one and how the darkness, I think like we're seeing how essentially Days of Future Past happens. Like that's what this story is all about. So we got Guggenheim, Garcia, Smith, Nitro. We're seeing how we get to what that world looked like. And it is dank. Characters die and you want so badly, do you want a response? And I think it's coming, but ooh, is it bad? It's one of those things where there is a glimmer of hope at the end, but it is such a reach for trying to find happiness in this dystopian buildup to the end of days for our beloved X-Men. So yes, so good. So good.
Yeah. Sorry about cutting out. My internet is, as the French say, "les sucks." So I apologize. And Vic, you're absolutely right. That Days of Future's Past 2, it just maintains. It more than maintains. It ratchets it up. It's just insanity at its purest.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's see. From my must reads, from AWA, The Madness.
Yes.
Yeah, it was so good. J. Michael Straczynski, who people might be aware of his writes good stuff.
A little bit.
And then we got pencils by ASO. Inks by David Lorenzo, colors by Maiello, and letters by Sal Cipriano.
Nice.
This is really, really cool. So it starts off, and I was rope-a-doped for the first part of it. It's this conversation between 2 lovers, and one of them is like, "Yeah, I'm going to do one last score, then I'll get out of robbing and stealing forever, and we just this will be big. It'll pay for everything for the rest of our lives."
Right.
And as that conversation goes on, we see the robbery happen.
Okay.
And we see that it's a super villain doing it.
Ooh.
And what I love is how it ties into how countries, we're a global economy, a global network now. It's no longer, most countries isolated. And the person that they stole from has not authority, but they've got the power to kind of make the U.S. do what they want.
Oh.
And the U.S., to get around our legal system, brings in superheroes. And the madness is actually the thief going crazy and her superpowers changing. So like she's now so it's the setup on this like revenge trip. I was shocked. Like, it was so well done, and not what I expected based on the title or the cover or anything. So definitely check that out. I think it's a 4 or 6 issue miniseries.
Okay, all right. What's another one that you grabbed?
Another one, new one, The Cull. Yep. Kelly Thompson, Mateus de Lunas, Hassan Atsame Elahu are the creators of Note. The cover is beautiful. The art on the inside is just spectacular. It's like somewhere in between painted and hand drawn. It's just gorgeous. Like I was blown away by how beautiful the book is.
I love it.
The story opens up with like kind of a description of like this idyllic beach and like, oh, here's some rocks that are out in the ocean that you see, and then hard shifts to this splash page of unrecognizable monstrosities, and that's it. That's like the teaser, because then the story is the kids that are, I'm guessing, high school age, and they're supposed to be doing making a film for a school project, and they end up encountering a world that they're not supposed to. They end up finding a doorway to something that is not supposed to be crossed by our world, and it's just freaking amazing.
I love it.
Kelly's writing and characterization for everybody and their reasons for doing what they do, spot on. Matea's art is just ridiculous. Like, this book, it should be a bestseller. Like, that's what I'm hoping, because it was just freaking amazing, and a #1.
Jump on board, people. This is your chance before it gets good and you get lost. This is your chance to
your moment
early. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, again, a book that I read that again has some legs under it. Batman Superman World's Finest, number 18.
Sold out before I could grab a copy. Damn it.
Mark Waid, Tradd Moore, Tamara Von Villen, The Secret Origin of the World's Finest Team. So this is Mark Waid's take on when Superman meets Batman. And as Mark Waid is quietly redefining the DC Comics universe and supplementing what I think is his bid to be the next editor-in-chief, and I'm having a hard time for anybody making the argument as to why that should not be the case. Any argument against it is wrong. Let me just tell y'all that right now. Mark is doing it. He makes a great case for a modernized version of their interaction, and it's beset by a crime that is happening where, non-spoiler, or a little bit of a spoiler, Riddler is doing crimes or setting up riddles for crimes to come, and people keep disappearing, and Superman gets involved because the riddles are all written in Cryptidnals. And at the time, Superman should be the only person. So the setup of it is like, how and what and how, why, oh my God. And when we find out who also is behind it, crazy, wonderful reach back of superhero storytelling, DC's Silver Age greatness, and a person who can wield both of these things with a modern sensibility, Mark Waid. So Tradd Moore does a phenomenal job in the art as well. Shout out. So yeah, this is a huge read, setting up a wonderful interaction. And again, the way that like Superman and Batman learn of each other, beautiful.
Oh, amazing. Mark Waid is just killing everything right now. Every book that he's writing is just amazeballs. And is that Tradd Moore from Silver Surfer Black and Doctor Who's Fall Sunrise, or Doctor Strange?
Let's see, let me double check to make sure that I'm giving the right Moore the credit, because there's a lot of Moores, but I do believe it's Tradd. Because it's not Silver Surfer style. So wait, let me make sure. that I'm doing that right. I'm sorry, not Trad. That's my fault. Travis Moore. That's my bad.
All right.
Travis Moore. God, if it was Trad, that would have been warped and
yeah. I was getting
Travis
angry. Like I got to reorder right now while we're filming.
Yeah, no. Travis Moore, but it's still a gorgeous looking book. Like absolutely gorgeous. And again, like when you see how things are unraveling, it's so good, so good, absolutely amazing.
Nice.
Yeah. I have one more that I read digitally.
Was it? I was wondering because I didn't see it in the picture in the group chat.
Yes, that is definitely it, sir.
Yes. All right. Like my only complaint is the very last like text box, not speaking text, but like at the very bottom right hand corner of the last page. I'm like, that's my plot armor. You can't. But holy crap, what a way to wrap up.
Yeah.
What the fourth volume.
Yeah.
Loose ends, the hints, all the different stuff, all comes together in this issue.
Absolutely brilliant.
So good.
You have callbacks to the first volume, and the wrap up of everything is so special and meta. Like, the setup of Uncle Edgar and what he is and what he really, really is, and just all these different things are so daggone cool. And there's a saving grace to the whole thing, the way it plays out. It's so wonderful. I enjoyed the crap out of this issue. Like, so good. It was absolutely amazing. So, yeah. That's my book of the week. And when I tell you for it to beat this, it's that good.
It's amazing. And like hints at, because we've talked off camera about like all the various other regions of the world. Are they like underrepresented? Or I think that we're going to see some of that stuff in future volumes. It's so good. And Edgar, like I feel like there's a melancholy I have for him, where like decisions were made, and it just took one for the team. Cordelia, is there anyone that's led the Magic Order better than Cordelia?
No, because outright she was the one that was supposed to be the worst at it, and she's done everything right. Yeah, everything right. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So Magic Order, Volume 4, number 6, with a bullet straight to the top. That was incredible.
Yeah, and once you get your copy, followers, once you get your copy, read it, and then watch the Chosen Ones is what it's called in Netflix.
Yes,
which is part of my favorite trilogy in the Mythical World universe. So,
I've been on the road, so I haven't been able to start it yet. I know it dropped today. Is it all 6 episodes?
Okay. Yep.
I'm gonna have to find some time.
Yeah,
I will find time. Of course it is. Okay. So this is the latest, literally latest episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. Thank you guys for tuning in. We hope that you liked it. If so, click that thumbs up and definitely let us know. Drop some comments. Let us know what you picked up. And we apologize for being late once again. As life happens, all the things gets in the way. But we try to do this every week. Every week we're here. And how will you know?
So, hit subscribe and then tell your phone to let your notifications happen. Because like Vic said, we do this every week. Usually it shows up Wednesday morning. This week, it's a different Wednesday. But
Wednesday somewhere, right?
Probably.
Something. Yeah. It's an Earth 2 Wednesday. That's what it is. Sweet. So we'll see you guys next week. And until then, keep reading. Bye.
Laters.